Hello everyone, welcome to the Needle Magic. In today's tutorial I'm going to make this beautiful cute little bag. तो ये आज के ट्यूटोरियल में हम ये प्यारा सा क्यूट लिटिल बैग बनाएंगे. आप चाहे तो पर्ल्स यूज़ कर सकते हैं अगर आपके पास पर्ल्स हैं, नहीं तो आप ऐसे ही नॉर्मल स्ट्रैप भी बना सकते हैं. बहुत ही इजी है और ये बनने के बाद इतना क्यूट लगता है, तो गिफ्ट्स के लिए बहुत अच्छा है अगर छोटी गर्ल्स को गिफ्ट करना हो तो. So let's begin. Let's start by making a slip knot first. सबसे पहले slip knot बनाते हैं. So we'll make a slip knot, and now we'll make our foundation chain. So I'll be chaining 27. You can chain according to the length you want your bag to be. How big you want your bag to be depends on that. So this will be the bottom. So ये bottom part है. So मैं 27 chains बनाऊंगी. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I have made 27 chains. So if you want your bag to be bigger, you can increase the number of foundation chain, or you want it to be smaller, you can decrease the number of foundation chain. It totally depends on you. तो जितना बड़ा आपको अपना बैग चाहिए, ये देखिए हम बॉटम से टॉप तक जाएंगे, तो ये हमारा बैग का बॉटम है. तो अगर आपको बड़ा चाहिए तो आप अपनी फाउंडेशन चेन बड़ी रख सकते हैं, अगर आपको छोटा चाहिए तो आप कम रख सकते हैं. बिल्कुल आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. तो बस प्रोसीजर आपने सेम फॉलो करना है. द प्रोसेस विल बी सेम, द पैटर्न विल बी द सेम. सो नाउ we'll skip these two chains and we'll go into the third chain and we'll make a double crochet stitch. So we'll go into the third chain में जाएंगे और एक double crochet stitch बनाएंगे. So we'll make a double crochet stitch, one double crochet stitch into the next stitch, एक double crochet stitch हमने next में बना लिया, one double crochet stitch into the next stitch, and so on until you reach the end of your foundation chain. तो जब तक हम एंड तक नहीं पहुंचते अपनी फाउंडेशन चेन के, हमने हर एक चेन में एक एक डबल क्रोशे स्टिच करते जाना है. सो वी जस्ट नीड टू डू वन डबल क्रोशे स्टिच इन ईच ऑफ दीज फॉलोइंग चेन्स अंटिल वी रीच द एंड ऑफ द फाउंडेशन चेन. सो वील जस्ट कीप डूइंग दैट, and you can customize the size of the bag as you like. You just have to follow the pattern. The pattern will be the same. The only thing will be a number of rows, a number of stitches if you're making a bigger or smaller bag than I am making. तो अगर आप मेरे जैसा बना रहे हैं तो सेम मेरे जितनी स्टिचेस होंगी. अगर आप बड़ा छोटा करेंगे तो सिर्फ रोज़ और स्टिचेस का फ़र्क होगा, बाकी पैटर्न एकदम एग्जैक्टली सेम फॉलो करेंगे. बहुत ही इजी बैग है, बहुत ही जल्दी बन जाता है और छोटी गर्ल्स के लिए तो बहुत ही क्यूट लगता है. So here I'm at the end of my foundation chain. This is the last chain. I'm working on my last chain and I'll be making a double crochet stitch here. And now I'll be adding a stitch marker onto this stitch, the last stitch. Why? Because we have to work 6 double crochet stitches in the last stitch. तो मैंने ये जो last stitch पे मैंने double crochet stitch बनाया, मैंने उसमें stitch marker लगा दिया है. हमने लास्ट वाली जो चेन है हमारी उसमें 6 डबल क्रोशे स्टिचेस बनानी है. सो वन आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेड एंड आई हैव एडेड द स्टिच मार्कर ऑन टू द फर्स्ट स्टिच एंड आई विल मेक 5 मोर बिकॉज वी नीड अ टोटल ऑफ 6. सो दिस इज द थर्ड वन, दिस इज द फोर्थ वन, दिस इज द फिफ्थ वन and the sixth one. So we have made 6 double crochet stitches onto the last chain, and now you see you've already turned yourself to the bottom of the foundation chain. So now we'll work onto the other side of the foundation chain. तो अब हम foundation chain की दूसरी side पे work करेंगे. So we'll just keep doing one double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches or chains as you can call them until you reach the starting point. And then again what you have to do is we have to make 6 double crochet stitches onto the last stitch. So we'll have these curving ends on both the sides. तो इस तरीके से हम एक एक डबल क्रोशे स्टिच करते जाएंगे and I'm working over the tail so that it gets secured enough and I don't have to weave in at the end. because I really don't like weaving ends. So this way it'll be secure enough. तो मैं टेल के ऊपर ही वर्क कर रही हूँ ताकि वो यहीं पे सिक्योर हो जाए, मुझे इसको बार बार वीव इन नहीं करना पड़े बाद में. एंड जब थोड़ी सी बच जाएगी तो मैं इसको कट कर दूँगी. नाउ it's rest assured that it's secured and I'll cut the extra one. Then we'll just keep doing 1 double crochet stitch in each of these chains until we reach the starting point. And here I've reached the last stitch here of the foundation chain, and this is the chain 2 that we skipped at the beginning. We're not counting this as any stitch or any chain, so we're just going to ignore this. ये दो chains जो हमने starting में बनाई थी, जो हमने skip की थी, इसको ignore करेंगे. And this is the last chain over here of the foundation chain of the other side, and I've made this double crochet stitch, and I'll be adding another stitch marker here. तो ये भी एक stitch marker यहाँ पे add कर लेंगे. Because here again we need to make 6 double crochet stitches. यहाँ पे हमें 6 double crochet stitches बनानी है इस last वाली chain में. So 1 we have already made. We'll make 5 more because we need a total of 6, so that we have another curvy end on this side as well. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we'll skip the chain 2 that we made at the beginning, and we will slip stitch on to the first double crochet stitch that we made. So we'll go on to the first stitch that we made and we'll slip stitch. So this is our round 1. So ये देखिए round 1 complete हो गया है. Now these stitch markers, why I have added, you will know in round number 2, because it's very important to know from where we have started those 6 stitches on both the sides, because we need to make 2 in each of these 6 stitches on both the sides, and rest will be the same. So it's better to add a stitch marker so that you don't miss any stitch. तो इसलिए मैंने stitch markers लगाए हैं, because अब इस वाली जो round है इसमें मैं इन 6 stitches में दोनों sides पे 2-2 stitches हर एक stitch में करूँगी. इसलिए मैंने stitch marker लगाया ताकि मुझे पता चले कहाँ से वो 6 stitches start हो रही हैं. So let's start with round number 2, chain 2, and it doesn't count as a stitch. ये stitch की तरह count नहीं करेगा. 1 double crochet stitch in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch. जहाँ पे हमने slip stitch किया था उसमें same stitch में हम double crochet stitch करेंगे. 1 in the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, and so on until you reach your stitch marker. तो एक एक डबल क्रोशे स्टिच हम करते जाएंगे तब तक जब तक कि हम अपने स्टिच मार्कर वाली स्टिच पे नहीं पहुंचते. तो until we reach the stitch in which we have added our stitch marker, we have to just keep doing 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. So I'll complete doing 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until I reach the stitch marker, and I'll meet you back here and tell you what to do next. So here I have reached the stitch in which I have added the stitch marker. So I'll remove the stitch marker here, and from here on we don't need this. We'll keep it up aside. And now from here count 6 stitches, and in all of these 6 stitches we need to make 2 double crochet stitches in each of these 6 stitches. तो हर एक stitch में हमें 2-2 double crochet stitch करने हैं ये 6 stitches में. So 2 in the first, 1, 2, 2 in the second stitch, 2 double crochet stitches in the second stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the third stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the fourth stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the fifth stitch, and 2 double crochet stitches into the sixth stitch. That's it. And now 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until you reach your second stitch marker, and then you have to follow the same like we did here. तो एक एक डबल क्रोशे स्टिच अब करते जाएंगे जब तक कि हम अपने सेकंड स्टिच मार्कर तक नहीं पहुंचते. सो विल जस्ट कीप डूइंग 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until we reach our second stitch marker. So here I've reached my second stitch marker, so I'm going to remove that, and from here again we'll be doing 2 double crochet stitches in each of these 6 stitches. तो ये 6 जो stitches है हमारी 6 stitches है, इसमें 2 double crochet stitch हम करते जाएंगे. So 2 double crochet stitches in the first stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the second stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the third stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the fourth stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the fifth stitch, and 2 double crochet stitches into the sixth stitch. And this completes the round, and don't mistake this as for the stitch. This is the slip stitch that we did to join the round number 1, so we don't have to work in the slip stitch here. And skip these chain 2 over here, and we'll go into the first double crochet stitch that we did here and make a slip stitch and join the round 2. So go on to the first double crochet stitch that you made and make a slip stitch and join. So this completes round number 2, and we have to repeat round number 3 as many times depending on how big you want your bag to be. तो जितना बड़ा आपको अपना बैग चाहिए उतना आपने उतनी बार राउंड नंबर 3 रिपीट करना है. राउंड नंबर 3 बहुत सिंपल है. राउंड नंबर 3 इज़ रियली सिंपल. चेन 2 and it doesn't count as a stitch. ये stitch की तरह count नहीं करता. 1 double crochet stitch in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, and now we have to just keep doing 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until we complete the round and reach the beginning point, and then slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that we did, and then again chain 2 and start doing 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until you reach the beginning point, and then slip stitch, and you have to continue doing that until you get the desired length of how big you want your bag to be. So it totally depends on how big you want your bag to be. You have to repeat round number 3 as many times. तो जितना भी बड़ा आपको अपना बैग बनाना है उस हिसाब से आप ये राउंड नंबर 3 है पैटर्न इसका, ये रिपीट करेंगे. सो आई थिंक अराउंड 10 to 12 rounds would be more than enough, but it's totally up to you if you want to make it bigger or small. It's totally depending on your choice. So I'll complete this round and then I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll meet you back again after completing couple of rounds. I've almost completed the round. मैंने round almost complete कर दिया है. देखिए. So this is the last stitch. I've done 1 double crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. And now don't work on the slip stitch that we did to join, because that's not a stitch. We don't have to work in that. So slip stitch में हमने work नहीं करना. And then skip the chain 2. Chain 2 को हम skip करेंगे, और जो पहला double crochet stitch था, the first double crochet stitch of the round, we'll slip stitch and join. And I'll be repeating round 3 as many times depending on how big the bag should be. I think around 8 to 9 rounds will be more than enough, or maybe 10 rounds. तो मैं इसी पैटर्न को जो राउंड नंबर 3 है इसको 9 से 10 टाइम्स रिपीट करने वाली हूँ. सो आई रिपीट दिस पैटर्न 9 to 10 times the round, and then meet you back here and then show you what to do next. So I have completed a round. This is what we had done, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 more rounds. So I have a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I have a total of 12 rounds. मेरे पास अब 12 rounds है. 3 मैंने आपके साथ किए थे और 9 मैंने और कर लिए हैं. So I wanted to be this big, so I'm going to stop here. But if you want it to be bigger, you can इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ राउंड्स इट्स टोटली योर चॉइस. तो आपको अगर बड़ा बनाना है तो आप इसे और बड़ा बना सकते हैं, राउंड्स को और बार रिपीट कर सकते हैं, बिल्कुल आपकी चॉइस है. बट मैं इसे यहाँ पे स्टॉप करने वाली हूँ. सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज chain 1, and now we have to do one single crochet stitch in each of these following stitches. So एक single crochet stitch हम इसी stitch में करेंगे जहाँ पे हमने slip stitch किया था, and one single crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until you reach the starting point. And if it's difficult for you to find the starting point, it's always recommended to add the stitch marker onto your first stitch that you make, so that it's easier for you to know where you have to do the slip stitch. तो अगर आपको मुश्किल होती है हमेशा कि आपको स्टिचेस नहीं ध्यान में रहते कि कहाँ से आपने स्टार्ट किया है, तो बेटर है कि आप उसी टाइम पे एक स्टिच मार्कर ऐड कर दीजिए, ताकि जब आप राउंड कंप्लीट करके आएंगे तो आपको स्टिच मार्कर दिख जाएगा, तो आपको पता चलेगा कि आपने यहाँ पे स्लिप स्टिच करके इसे जॉइन करना है. So I'll just keep doing one single crochet stitch in each of these following stitches until I reach the stitch marker, until I complete the round. So I'll do that and meet you back here. मैंने राउंड कंप्लीट कर लिया है. I've completed the round, and here I'll be removing the stitch marker and I'll be slip stitching onto the first stitch that I made. तो जो पहला single crochet stitch हमने बनाया था, we'll go on to the first single crochet stitch that we made and we'll add a slip stitch and join the round. So this completes the body of the bag. So chain 1 and fasten off. Chain 1 करके हम ये fasten off कर देंगे, and we can weave in the yarn using a tapestry needle. इसको हम weave in कर देंगे अंदर की तरफ. Now the bag is ready. Now we need to make the flap. तो अब हमें flap बनाना है. You can use any color that you like and you can make the flap, but I'm using the same color for the flap, and for the frill I'll be using white color. So it depends on you that how many colors you want to use. So let's start with the flap portion. Flap portion start करते हैं. So first we'll make a magic circle. Magic circle के लिए मेरा बहुत सिंपल सा मैजिक सर्कल है. लाइक आई मेक इट इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे. आई जस्ट रैप द yarn this way and then I put the needle here and and pull the yarn and then chain 1 to secure, and then just slide it off. Or if you're not comfortable with the magic circle, you can just always you can do chain 3 or chain 4 and slip stitch onto the first chain, and then you'll have a round to work in, and you can work in that. It totally depends. So now we have to make 14 single crochet stitches in the magic circle. So first we'll chain 1 and then we'll make 14 single crochet stitches in the magic circle. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. तो हमने 14 single crochet stitches बना लिए हैं magic circle में. So we have made 14 single crochet stitches. Now we'll just pull the yarn tail and tighten the magic circle. Magic circle को tight कर लेंगे and slip stitch onto the first single crochet stitch that you made and join the round. तो first single crochet stitch पे slip stitch करके इसे join कर लेंगे. Now chain 2 and this doesn't count as a stitch. ये हमारे stitch की तरह count नहीं करता. Now we'll work double crochet stitches. हम double crochet stitches work करेंगे. 2 double crochet stitches in each of these following stitches. तो जितनी भी हमने ये 14 stitches बनाई हैं, हर एक स्टिच में 2 डबल क्रोशा स्टिचेस बनाएंगे. सो 2 डबल क्रोशा स्टिचेस इन ईच ऑफ दीज 14 stitches. So by the end of the round you'll have 28 double crochet stitches. तो हर एक स्टिच में 2 डबल क्रोशा स्टिचेस बनाते जाएंगे. So just keep doing 2 double crochet stitches in each of these following stitches. So basically we need to make a circle, and you can make it anyhow like you you can, it's totally up to you. If you need to make it with some other pattern, you can also do that. It will not matter, because basically we need a circle to make the flap, and then when we are done with the size of the flap, we'll make the frill and stitch it to the bag, and the beautiful cute little bag will be ready. And then of course we need to add the handles, the strap. So we'll complete this. So I'll complete this and meet you back here. You have to just keep doing 2 double crochet stitches in each of these following stitches. So once you have completed doing 2 double crochet stitches in each of these following stitches, ignore the chain 2 and go on to the first double crochet stitch that you made and slip stitch to join. And I forgot to tell you, I worked over the yarn tail so that I don't have to weave in the end, and I'm going to cut the extra from here. Now let's begin with the next round. Chain 2, and it doesn't count as a stitch. Go on into the same stitch where you did the slip stitch, make a double crochet stitch, make 2 double crochet stitches into the next stitch. Next stitch में 2 double crochet stitches बनाएंगे, 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch, then again 2 double crochet stitches into the next stitch, and 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch. And this is the pattern for this round: 2 1 2 1 2 1. So it will keep repeating. So once 1 double crochet stitch in one stitch, and then in the next you have to do 2 double crochet stitches, then in the next you have to do 1 double crochet stitch, and in the next you have to do 2 double crochet stitches, and you have to keep repeating this until you complete your round. So इसी तरीके से आपने पैटर्न रिपीट करना है 2 1 2 1 2 1 करके until you reach the beginning point. So I'll complete this and then meet you back here, and then we can start with the next round. So once you complete the round, एक बार round complete हो जाए, so just go on to the first double crochet stitch that you made, not on the chain 2, first double crochet stitch and slip stitch to join. So here on this round we did an increase on every second stitch. Now in the next round we have to do an increase on every third stitch. So chain 2, and in the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, we'll make a double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch, and now in the third stitch we need to do an increase, so we'll work 2 double crochet stitches here. तो अब हम हर तीसरे स्टिच पे 2 डबल क्रोशा स्टिचेस बनाएंगे, मतलब हर तीसरे स्टिच पे हमारा एक इंक्रीज होगा. देन अगेन 1 डबल क्रोशा स्टिच इनटू द नेक्स्ट, 1 डबल क्रोशा स्टिच इनटू द नेक्स्ट, 2 डबल क्रोशा स्टिचेस इनटू द नेक्स्ट, एंड दिस विल बी द पैटर्न फॉर दिस राउंड. ये पैटर्न रहेगा इस राउंड के लिए 1 1 2 1 1 2. So 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, and 2 double crochet stitches into the next. So on every third stitch we are doing an increase. Then again 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 2 double crochet stitches into the next. हर तीसरे stitch पे increase. Then again 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 1 double crochet stitch into the next, 2 double crochet stitches into the next. And this is what you have to keep repeating until you complete your round. So once you complete the round, you have to do the similar thing that we do always, slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch of the round. Okay, now for this round we have to do an increase on every fourth stitch. तो हर fourth stitch पे हम एक increase करेंगे. So chain 2 first, 1 double crochet stitch into the first stitch where we did the slip stitch, 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch, 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch, and 2 double crochet stitches into the next. So on every 4th stitch we have to do an increase. We have to work 2 double crochet stitches in one stitch. So we have to repeat this for this round. 1 double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch, and 2 double crochet stitches. So in every 4th stitch we are doing an increase. On every 4th stitch we'll be working 2 double crochet stitches. So 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next. So हर चौथे स्टिच पे हम इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं. तो हर 4th स्टिच पे हम 2 डबल क्रोशे स्टिचेस बना रहे हैं. सो यही पैटर्न आपने इसके लिए रिपीट करना है. 1 डबल क्रोशे स्टिच, 1 डबल क्रोशे स्टिच, 1 डबल क्रोशे स्टिच, 2 डबल क्रोशे स्टिचेस. सो इसी को रिपीट करके इस वाले राउंड को हम कंप्लीट करेंगे. सो वंस यू कंप्लीट द राउंड, slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that you made and join the round. So now we have an increase on every 4th stitch. Now in the next round we'll have an increase on every 5th stitch, and then in the next round we'll have an increase on every 6th stitch, and so on until you reach the desired length of your circle, because it depends on your bag. So how big you're making your bag, the circle will be that big because it needs to close. So we need the flap as big as our bag. So like now if I keep the circle, you know, I need still, I think, two more rounds, 2 to 3 more rounds, so that it fits exactly onto the bag. So let's keep doing then. And you can increase or decrease the number of rows according to the size of your bag that you're making. So again we'll begin in a similar manner. Chain 2, 1 double crochet stitch into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, and we need an increase on every 5th stitch now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th stitch we'll make 2 double crochet stitches. Then again 1 double crochet stitch, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. So on every 5th stitch we'll be doing an increase, and on every 5th stitch we'll be working 2 double crochet stitches. तो इस राउंड में हम हर 5th stitch पे 2 double crochet stitches बनाएंगे. हर 5th stitch पे हम increase करेंगे. So I'll complete this round and meet you back here. So here I've completed the round, and now again I'll be doing a slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that I had made and complete the round like this. Now in this round I'll be doing an increase on every 6th stitch, because still it is not the size of the bag opening. तो ये अभी इतना बड़ा नहीं हुआ है मेरा circle. So I'll be doing one more round. So chain 2, 1 double crochet stitch into the same stitch where we did the slip stitch, 1 in the next. So this is the 2nd stitch, then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and now on the 6th stitch we'll be doing 2 double crochet stitches. So on every 6th stitch we have to do an increase. So that's the reason on every 6th stitch we'll be making 2 double crochet stitches. Then again 5 double crochet stitches in the next 5 stitches, and on the 6th stitch we'll be doing an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th stitch now we'll make 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. And this is the pattern for this round. So I'll complete this and meet you back here. तो इसी pattern को हमने इस round के लिए use करना है. So I've completed the round and round complete कर लिया है. Now I'll be doing a slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that I made And now I feel that this size is perfect because we need one more round of the ruffles. So if you see, if I keep the circle like this and I'm closing the flap, you can see there's just a little bit of room here that will be for the ruffles. If I add one more round and then I make the ruffles, and it will go outside and it won't look good. तो ये बहुत बेकार लगेगा अगर मैं एक और राउंड इसका करने के बाद फिर रफल्स ऐड करूँगी तो बहुत बड़ा और रफल्स बाहर की तरफ से आएंगे, वो अच्छे नहीं लगेंगे. तो मैं यहाँ पे इसे फासन ऑफ करूँगी बिकॉज मैं नेक्स्ट कलर जो रफल्स का है वो attach करूँगी. So I'll be doing the ruffles in another color, but if you're doing it with the same color you don't need to fasten off, but I'm going to use a white color, so I'll be fastening off now. So I'll chain one and fasten off here, and then I'll be attaching my white color. So I'll be attaching my white color in any of these stitches, doesn't matter. So I'll just show you the pattern for the ruffles. It's pretty simple. So first we'll make a slip knot and attach it to the circle. Okay, and now just slip stitch and attach it. Okay, now I'll chain 2, 1, 2, and in the same stitch where I attached my new color, I'll be making double crochet stitches. So in each stitch we need to make 3 double crochet stitches. तो हर एक stitch में 3 double crochet stitches हमने बनाने हैं, and the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So we are working 3 double crochet stitches in the stitch where we added our yarn, and I'm going to work on my yarn tail. 3 double crochet stitches into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet stitches into the next stitch, and so on for the whole round. तो पूरे राउंड के लिए हमने यही करना है, 3 डबल क्रोशे स्टिचेस बनाने हैं हर एक स्टिच में. So as we make 3 double crochet stitches in each of these stitches, you'll tend to see that it's starting to curl because there'll be no room for the stitches and we'll be adding more and more, so it will start curling, and that's the reason we'll have that ruffle effect. So if you want it to be even more, frilly, you can even add 4 stitches in each stitch. It's totally up to you, but I feel that 3 will be more than enough. So 3 stitches in each of these following stitches, 3 double crochet stitches, and once we complete the round, then we'll slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that we made, and our circle will be ready, and then we can attach it to the bag. I'll show you how to do that too. तो मैं अभी इसको इसी तरीके से इस राउंड को कंप्लीट करूँगी, हर स्टिच में 3 डबल क्रोशे स्टिच करके, and then I'll meet you back here once I've completed the round, and you can already see that it's starting to curl. So I'll complete the round and then meet you back here. So here I've completed the whole round by doing 3 double crochet stitches in each of the following stitches. मैंने हर stitch में 3 डबल crochet stitches किए हैं और ये round मैंने complete कर लिया है. And now I'll be doing a slip stitch onto the first double crochet stitch that I made, not on the chain 2. तो chain 2 पे हम कभी भी नहीं join करेंगे, हम first stitch पे हमेशा join करेंगे. उससे क्या होता है कि जो look आता है वो neat आता है. So we'll go on to the first double crochet stitch and we'll make a slip stitch, and join, and now we'll chain 1 and fasten off, as we have to attach this to the bag. So we'll fasten off first, and you can weave in the ends using a tapestry needle. You can just go in a couple of stitches. That's it. So this is ready. Now we have to attach it to the bag. तो इसको हम बैक से अटैच कर लेंगे. So here I've kept the bag, and see, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So we'll keep the wrong side up like this, and we'll place back side of the bag on the flap like this, and then you can have a look how it looks. So this is how it looks. Now we have to attach the circle to the bag. So from here we'll start attaching first the quarter portion of the bag to the back side, and then the 3/4 portion to the front side. तो हमेशा हमें सेंटर से नहीं करना. ये देखिए, हम पीछे क्वार्टर पार्ट उसका रख रहे हैं और आगे 3/4 पार्ट रख रहे हैं. So we are placing quarter portion at the back and 3/4 portion of the circle at the front, and now we'll attach it using a tapestry needle, or you can do it with needle and thread. It's totally up to you, but I'm going to use a tapestry needle, and I'm going to just thread in the yarn, and I'm going to tie a knot on one side. Okay, now I'll add a stitch marker on both the ends so that, you know, I don't miss the count on, you know, it becomes big and small. So it's better to add the stitch marker so that it doesn't move and it's in place. Always better to add a stitch marker. You know, now it will not move and it will be in place, and we can start sewing. Now we'll start from here, from back side. So I'll be going in the stitch here, and then we'll be going in the stitch in the flap part, and then into the next stitch, and then you can just keep going like this, and make sure to use the same color yarn so it will be better because it won't show much. Okay. So this is how I'm just randomly going in and coming out. Our main purpose is to attach this portion to the bag. So you can do it anyhow. So this is the way I'll be joining these two portions together. So I'll complete it once and then I'll show you how it looks, the final look. तो मैं इसको पूरा इसी तरीके से अटैच करके फिर मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कि ये कैसा दिख रहा है. So you can see that I have attached the back portion, and I'm so sorry, I don't know why I was so confused that I told we have to attach the whole thing, but we don't have to attach the whole thing, we just have to attach the portion to the back side of the bag. तो सिर्फ बैक साइड पे हमने इसे अटैच करना है, बिकॉज अगर हम इसे फ्रंट पे भी अटैच कर देंगे तो ये बिल्कुल सील हो जाएगा. वी डोंट वांट दैट. आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई वाज थिंकिंग एंड आई जस्ट टोल्ड दैट, सो रियली सॉरी अबाउट दैट. सो नाउ ये देखिए, हमने ये जो बैक पोर्शन था इसको बैक से क्वार्टर पार्ट को अटैच कर लिया है. सो दिस इज़ now sewn together. Now we'll just make a couple of knots here so that it's secure and doesn't open up, and then we can cut the extra yarn. इसी तरीके से हमने सिर्फ बैक पोर्शन पे क्वार्टर पार्ट उसका अटैच करना है, and rest will be open like a flap. And that's it. Now I'll just go in couple of stitches. and then we can cut the extra yarn from here. So now this is how it's looking. ये देखिए हमारा बैग रेडी है. So this is the portion of the bag and this is how it closes. You can even add a button over here if you like, but I'm just leaving it as it is. So basically the bag is ready. The only thing we need to do is the strap. So let's start making the strap now. तो strap बनाते हैं. So for the strap, I'm making a simple strap for this. So make a slip knot, attach it to the bag. तो स्लिप नॉट बनाएंगे, इसको बैक से अटैच कर लेंगे. And then you can chain as many chains as long you want your strap to be. तो जितना लंबा आपको अपना स्ट्रैप चाहिए आप उतनी चेन्स बना सकते हैं. So I've made the chain as big as I wanted. मेरे को जितनी बड़ी चाहिए थी मैंने उतनी बड़ी बना ली है. And then you can just fasten off. And then attach it to the other side of the bag. तो आप इसको दूसरी साइड पे ऐसे अटैच कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपको चाहिए तो आप इस तरीके के पर्ल्स भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं हैंडल के लिए. वो भी बहुत सुंदर लगते हैं. जब आप पर्ल्स का स्ट्रैप बनाते हैं बैग का तो वो भी बहुत प्यारा लगता है. सो मैं यही करने वाली हूँ. कुछ मोती मैं बीच में ऐड कर दूँगी. सो आई थिंक आई नीड अ नीडल फॉर दैट. सो I've taken a needle. I'll just try to add in the strap. Okay, and now we can just put the beads through. You know, when you add the pearls or beads, you know, the look, it changes totally and it looks so nice and so good. So you can do that. तो मैं इसी तरीके से इसे डाल रही हूँ. मैं बड़ी वाली यूज़ कर रही हूँ, आप छोटी भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपको नहीं लगाने हैं पर्ल्स तो आप डायरेक्टली इसे अटैच कर सकते हैं दूसरी साइड से और आपका स्ट्रैप रेडी हो जाएगा. आप चाहिए तो सिंगल क्रोशे स्टिच का स्ट्रैप बना सकते हैं या इस पर डबल क्रोशे स्टिच करके भी स्ट्रैप बना सकते हैं. बिल्कुल आपकी चॉइस है, जैसे आपको पसंद है आप वैसे बना सकते हैं. सो आई हैव एडेड द बीड्स टू द chain that I made and I'm just going to put the beads in a little gaps since it's the chain, so the pearls are just holding its place. This is what I'm just going to do. I have arranged the pearls in some gaps and now I'll just attach it to the other side of the bag. इसको दूसरे साइड पे हम अटैच कर लेंगे. And if you're adding pearls and beads, make sure that you attach your strap really tight because the beads, they're heavy and we don't want them to just fall off. We don't want the strap to come out. So just make sure that it's secured. Just tying couple of knots. That's it. You can just weave in the end. Make sure it's secured. इसको अंदर स्टिचेस के अंदर कर देंगे हम, ताकि ये बिल्कुल सिक्योर हो जाए और खुले नहीं. And yes, the bag is ready. This is how it's looking. I hope you liked the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Keep crocheting, be happy, stay safe. Bye bye.